When I introduce myself to people in networking functions, I tell them that I engage both sides of my brain in parallel universes, because on one side of my brain I've got the corporate work that I've done, and I've got the Billingsley Consulting Group, and then on the other side of my brain I entertain people with Locked Out Comedy, which is an improvisational comedy troupe that we have that performs here in Dallas. There is a huge amount of information that we use in improv that dovetails beautifully into the corporate world, and I'll give you a couple examples. The first thing we teach anybody is trust, and the reason we teach trust in improv is that if you are tanking up on stage, you got to trust that somebody is going to help you out, but at the same time you also have to trust that everyone is an equal part of the whole. Another one is that we always teach accept and move the scene forward, or what you might hear is yes and. And when you yes and, you never are allowed to say no. In a brainstorming situation, what do you always hear? Well, that didn't work because we did that before, or no, but we could try it a little different way. What if we all accepted everything that anyone was giving us in that brainstorming situation, not filter it right now, and then later on take a look at it, take a step back and see what it looks like? When I won the Dallas Business Journal Top 25 Women to Watch last year in 2010, that was just amazing to see all the people that they chose and the stage that I was able to share with those really inspiring women. And I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? Now I really got to do something. When I was very young, probably 23, I got married, and I married the wrong person at the wrong time, and discovered very quickly that I needed to get out of that relationship, and I needed to get away from where I was. And so I stealthily moved out in the middle of the night and stayed with friends of mine, and I stayed in different places every week because I didn't want to wear out my welcome. But pretty soon I ran out of friends, because after you stay for a week and a week and a week, it's like, oh, where am I going to go? And I was at church, and I heard a woman from clear across the room tell another person there that she needed somebody to house sit for her for 3 months. Now, there is no way I could have heard her, because she was clear across the room and there was a lot of people in between us. And I just felt like that's divine intervention. That's somebody that is looking out for me. I work really hard at staying balanced. When I left the corporate world, I knew I was out of balance, and I was I was just like a lopsided wheel. I had 3 round sides and then this flat side, and so I just kept going around like this. And so what I decided is that family is first, and everything else will fit in around that. And that's another thing that I really love about what I'm doing, is that everything I do, I get to choose when I'm available, when I need to be, supporting my husband, because, he has a pretty big job as well. And so we both have made it a priority in both of our lives to keep it balanced. And I think that when everyone's kind of focused on that same thing in your family, then you have a better tendency to maintain it, because if one starts getting out of balance, it's totally okay for the other one to say, hey, you know what, I really need some time over here, and that's fine. I'm glad you asked, and let's work it out. I think of like-minded people doing outstanding things together, and it's really about working together as a team. I think women are really good if they decide not to think like a man, which I've seen in corporate America, where women really feel like they have to think like a man to be successful. But I think our strength as women is that we're different from men, and we see things differently. And so through working together cohesively as a team, we are so much stronger than if it's just one person, dictating to the trenches. I'm Claire Billingsley, and I believe in the power of women.